Hello and welcome to Talking Crass. I'm Jon, and I'm here as always with my co-host Neil the Beat Tyson.
Dun, 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 dun,
As you can
dun,
probably
dun,
tell,
dun.
we've just watched Interstellar, and we're eager to discuss it. I've also just tripped over a wooden stack. It's nearly broke my leg.
Were you in the fifth dimension?
Mate, I felt like I was going through a butt
crack.
case.
Bud case? A case where you store your ass? I prefer ass crackers.
That was a Freudian slip for anyone listening.
Bud case.
I felt like I was going through a bookcase, spinning a million degrees an hour.
Talking to a goddamn robot. I.e. me upstairs.
We're trying to keep it downbeat. We're trying to hit that hour mark.
Okay, let's
So
go.
we've got to try and chill.
Go, hit us with stuff. We gotta
Right.
go.
Right, Beats, so we're going to go straight into top 5 films we did not understand on first viewing.
Right.
What do you reckon?
Do you want me to start the list?
Hit it up, Beats. So these are films, and obviously, like we always say, you get in touch with us, drop us a tweet, let us know what you think of the films you walked out of and went,
Huh.
what the hell just happened?
Who am I? First one on the list?
Start off, Beat.
Right, I'm very surprised if you've heard of this, right? I'm going in hard. It's called A Field in England.
I've never heard of it, mate.
Never heard of it?
I've never seen it.
Right. So, it's directed by a person called Ben Wheatley, I believe.
I've heard
Ben
the name.
Wheatley.
Why have I heard the name Ben Wheatley before,
Well, I'm
Beat?
about to give you his goddamn filmography.
Okay.
He created... Let's get up.
Because we come up with
My
all
God,
our
he looks
stuff
nuts.
from our knowledge in our head.
Right.
We don't use the internet.
Right. So, main films I've seen... Kill List? Heard of that?
No.
Excellent film. You know the guy at Football Factory? You know Danny
Danny
Dye's mate?
Dyer.
No, Danny Dye's mate.
Oh, the fat guy.
Yes.
He was also in Utopia, what we liked, but it got cancelled after like 2
Correct.
seasons. Yeah.
That is a great film.
Right, I get it.
It's also got Michael Sheeney?
Yes.
Smiley?
I like him.
Something
I like him.
that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Next film, Sightseers. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, no good.
I'm not really clued up on this Ben Wheatley guy.
Right.
Like.
Films you may have heard of. High Rise. With
Right, I've heard of High Rise.
Loki.
Yeah.
Right, which was an adaptation of a popular
So
book.
he does High Rise.
He does High Rise.
Right.
And a new film called Free Fire, which
No
I'm wanting
worries.
to go see, but I haven't seen it yet.
What might do?
Right. Where was that?
Exactly. This is where you.
Oh, he also made a film called A Field in England.
Right.
And watch the trailer for it.
Nothing else, just the trailer.
I mean, just watch scenes from the movie. First of all, it's all in black and white.
Right.
Second of all, it's set in the 18th century or the 19th century. Everybody's dressed like Guy Fawkes.
Sounds goddamn interesting to me, Beat.
3, it's nuts. It has no main narrative.
What?
Like you can't follow it. It's just random, completely random.
So there you go, peeps. If you want to watch a random film that you won't understand,
Oh, it's too much for us.
build it and they will come. Field of Dreams.
A Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner.
Right, Beat, I'll hit you with one.
Yep.
No Country for Old Men.
Right.
Now you're like,
No.
what was your point on this?
Right. What's the what's the segment called?
No Country for Old Men.
No. What's the segment called? Top 5 films. Oh my God, you've gone mobile.
I've gone mobile. I'm mobile on the mic.
Top 5 films that you walked out of and didn't understand. What did
What-
you not understand about No Country for Old Men?
It's got a very ambiguous ending. Like, you don't know.
Whether he killed the spoilers.
We won't go into spoilers, but it's got an ambiguous ending.
No, it doesn't.
And it was
has
bloody long.
It has an ambiguous ending, but that doesn't cease the fact that whether you understood the film or
I
not.
thought it was quite a hard film to understand.
Did you understand the film?
Because you need to try and understand the guy.
I thought it was a very basic revenge thriller.
Alright, B, you put down my top 5 entry.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's what I'm here for.
B, I take it all back.
I'm going to hit you up a notch.
How then?
2001, Space Odyssey.
Right. Now, this is the film that we're going to do in Interstellar.
Yes.
It's based... Well, it lends a lot from this film, doesn't it? Christopher Nolan loved it.
Visually, it does.
Yep.
Spacesuits look similar.
Yep.
It's got the centrifuge, which is the spinny sort of... That's obviously based on some sort of scientific... I don't know, reasoning where you have perpetual motion spinning, centrifugal forces
You're on about
that create an artificial gravity.
What's it called in the film?
The centrifuge?
I know, but what's the actual...
The endurance.
The endurance, aye.
Right, so that creates centrifugal force, which pushes your body to create an artificial gravity.
Do you know why it's like that? It's meant to resemble a clock. It's 12 things,
Jesus,
I think.
right. Deep cuts, mate.
There you go.
Wait, true or false trivia? That's not...
That's
not
not even
weird,
started yet. Right, we're straight into a beat.
Basically, why I'm saying 2001 A Space Odyssey is nuts. Because mainly the ending, really. I mean, you would have to go see the ending. I don't know if we're spoiling things here. It came out in like 1970 odd, 1960s.
But it's an epic film.
It's an epic film. Best. It's pretty followable.
Is that the film that made everyone think that
20
Kubrick
minutes
did the moon landings?
Yes. People think that was that well done. He was hired after that.
He was hired to do the moon landings.
And he also, apparently, he's left clues, such as the floor, the carpet in The Shining resembles space shuttle pads, which space shuttles fire off.
Right.
So people think these are little clues to let people know who's paying attention to his movies that he faked the moon landing. But I think it's a crock of shit.
Right. Fair enough. So you don't think it was
faked,
I've been watching a lot on YouTube, and it's stupid, but you can actually see if you watch some of the videos.
Bring me more evidence.
If you look at the evidence on YouTube, there's some damn editors.
Who are these people? Is this Minority Report Tom Cruise, or is this some fat nerd on the internet? Sorry to fat nerds in the internet, I'm personally one of them.
Mate, we were in the space race. America were in the space race.
Yes.
They needed to beat Russia.
Yes, there were
advantages.
advantages.
Russia were overtaking them.
Do I agree that there were advantages for falsifying the moon landing? Yes. Did it happen? No.
Okay.
Watch
the bloody YouTube video, then come back at us.
When did we go into space then? Captain Hercules?
1912.
What?
Riding the back of a whale.
So we went to space
Moby Dick for real.
We went to space before we faked the moon landing.
I'm with you, I don't know. When did we first go into space?
Well, I'm asking you. Apparently it wasn't until...
Well, I'm not goddamn space expert.
If you think the moon landing was faked, when did it occur? For real? Because we've been up there. Have we never been to the moon?
Beat Birdman.
Okay.
That's my next one, Birdman.
Right.
I wanted that. It was like, God, the most arty film that I've ever seen in my life.
You haven't seen A Field in England, mate?
I haven't seen that yet, but...
Birdman was like Mission Impossible, it was.
I was like, what's going on here? What did you think of Birdman?
I understood none of it, other than...
So that definitely gets on the list.
Yeah, definitely. Other than it kind of resembling...
I understood none of it. Cool beat on that one.
I didn't like how... You know what? People praise it because it's shot as like all one take.
Right.
But I can clearly see where it cuts. Like,
right, so
it annoys the life out of us.
They're trying to claim that it's all one take.
It isn't. No, they don't claim it is. They know that it's been cut. But it's made to look that way that it hasn't been cut. And you see this blurry CGI cut, it's like, it does me head in. Other than that, I didn't understand the film at all, other than it parallels Michael Keaton's career as Batman. And then he went down the total Swanee. Other than that, that's all I took away from it.
It's based on...
Keaton's career, I suppose.
Was no one else in for the running for Birdman?
I doubt it would have been. No, I don't think the film would have been made unless they got Keaton in, or they got Chris Evans in. Someone who
Chris Evans, Robin.
Someone who what?
Is he called Chris Evans?
No, that's Kyle. Someone, isn't it? I'm talking about the Captain America.
Oh right,
someone who played a superhero who'll dry up later on in life.
I was talking about Robin. Rubber Nipple Robin.
Basically, I thought it was a commentary on the problem with being typecast as an actor during film. I thought that's what it was.
It's a Birdman.
Birdman, man. That's all I have to say about it.
That's it. Moving on. Beat, you got one more to hit as well.
One from me. One more. How many have I got?
Have you got more?
I'll run through.
I think this is the most top 5 trivia
Honourable mention, Stanley Kubrick again, Eyes Wide Shut, Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman. I don't know what happened.
Eyes Wide Shut.
There was major problems because they were filming people having sex orgies on camera in the cinema. The Cinemas Guild was losing their mind.
I know Eyes Wide Shut, yeah, I remember the women.
It's all about cultists and stuff like that. Yeah, there's bigger metaphors, bigger intelligent stuff happening there. My dumb little brain couldn't incorporate what was happening.
But there was just orgies going on.
There was orgies. There was Tom Cruise, probably his best in his career. What is Kubrick seeing by getting Tom Cruise? Imagine if Kubrick saw what Tom Cruise had become as an actor. Obviously that time in his career people thought
Jack Reacher.
You're goddamn right he did. Right. Next point. Anything David Lynch.
Any right, Nate, reel off some David Lynch beat that you were like, what the hell's going on here?
Right, first film.
This guy's sick. Like, how does he come up with this shit?
I think he's possibly one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, alongside me boy Stanley Kubrick.
You've got to be fucked up to come up with some of the shit that he comes up with. Like,
we've got Eraserhead, which is just nuts.
Everyone knows that way.
On YouTube,
the girl gives birth to a fucking goat or something like that.
Yeah, well, they claim they're very coy on the practical effects.
He says that it was made, but a lot of people think it's a goat's head,
aye,
and that would be against like the film
laws. Next one, Mulholland Drive. This is interesting.
I know of this, right, but I can't remember.
Right,
it has. Is it worth a watch? Because don't spoil it for us, because I might watch it.
No, I'm just saying things. I'm not going to spoil anything. Is it worth a watch? Yes, because it has one of the scariest scenes in film I've ever seen.
What?
And it's not even that scary, but it's the build-up. So it's the most tense I've ever been.
Right. Okay.
Watching a film.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. Type in the what would it be classified as? Diner scene, I suppose.
Oh, is that Mulholland Drive? Is it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay. If that doesn't get you witch scene or something like that, or goblin scene.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Last
got
film
any more? No?
Last film on the list is Brazil, by Terry Gilliam. You know Terry Gilliam, the author?
Yes. Yeah.
He made all them stories about the big giant turtles going through the universe.
Didn't he? Isn't he like
golden elephant?
Isn't he like a kids writer?
Golden elephant? Yeah, I think so. Maybe a bit more fucked up.
Yeah.
Anyway, he made a film called Brazil. It has Game of Thrones people know him. Sparrow, you know, the High Sparrow.
Yes.
He played the main lead, and it's a guy who's going insane or something like that, and this is his journey through his mind, and it's absolutely nuts. And I can't even
Is
tell
it more
anymore.
nuts than
Sorry, ears.
Right, but I'll roll.
That's me done.
Well,
I've had me
I can't
peas.
speak, mate. I can't speak. I haven't even been drinking.
Get speaking, son.
Right, we'll rock on to my last one. Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
What?
Mate, I left that cinema and I was like, what the fuck just happened to my...
Jake Lloyd?
What happened to my childhood?
What
there,
happened?
in that one cinema.
Darth Vader is a 4-year-old who thought that was a good idea.
Mr. Jar Jar Binks!
Who thought that was a good idea.
Swiftly moving on, that's
Liam Neeson.
That's in there, mate. Liam Neeson wore a mullet.
Liam Neeson?
Who thought that was a good idea?
Yoda,
Christ.
but he's not a puppet. Oh wait, was he a puppet?
Was Yoda even in this one?
I don't know.
Oh shit, I was.
He was a puppet though, but he looked like a weird, creepy puppet.
Weird, creepy puppet.
Right.
That rounds it up, Beat. That's like not necessarily top 5 films.
Right.
We did not understand on first viewing.
Right.
If you have got any films yourself, because again it's purely personal,
send them in.
Hit us up, Twitter, tweet us, follow us, Talking Crass.
Got ya.
Get the plugs in early, Beat. That's how we rock in this one.
Let's go.
Straight into Beat. True or false trivia.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So, as always, I've researched trivia on the film from a popular film site.
Which one?
Will not mention. And I've thrown a couple of red herrings in there.
Got ya.
Beat's got to try and guess which ones are the red herrings.
And I get nothing for doing so.
You get nothing.
No. Just to laugh at what you've come up with.
Yes.
Right.
Right, Beat. Steven Spielberg, who was attached to direct the film in 2006 and hired Jonathan Nolan to write the screenplay, chose another project instead.
False.
In 2012, after Spielberg's departure, Jonathan Nolan suggested the project to his brother, Christopher Nolan.
Right.
What do you reckon?
What do I think about that, John?
What do you think of that one, mate?
Bullshit. Total false. There's no way Spielberg in 2006 is doing that.
You don't think in 2006
right, he's
iRobot, isn't it?
AI.
Oh, that was it. AI, not iRobot.
Which was Stanley Kubrick wanting to make that film, but Spielberg took it over after his death.
Them
and
clear face robots.
Butchered it. Nightmare.
So you're saying false?
I do like the little teddy bear in that.
You're wrong. Steven Spielberg was originally going to direct this film, Interstellar.
Was it called Interstellar at the time?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
But when he dropped out, Jonathan Nolan got Christopher Nolan involved.
Jonathan Nolan was hooked up with
Spielberg. He was going to write for Spielberg.
When did Momentum come out? Momentum?
Oh, Momentum.
There's a film probably called
probably
Momentum.
Is.
Memento, when did that come out? Around 2006?
Memento, mate.
I think Jonathan Nolan wrote a lot of that. Like,
did he?
With Chris.
I'm going to watch, after watching this, I'm going to watch Memento at night.
Have you seen it?
I can't remember. It's been that long ago since I've watched it.
Right. That's actually very funny. You don't know the joke. He's got short-term memory loss.
It just clicked. The pun, the joke was just clicked, mate.
Very good.
Right, next one, Beat.
I've got false. Matthew McConaughey didn't do anything in this film.
Right, Beat. Matthew McConaughey is bald in the film and is wearing a toupee. It was easier when filming scenes in a spacesuit.
Right, wait. What is bald? Is bald like a number one?
Yeah, it's totally
Or
shaved
is
his hair
bald
off.
Lex Luthor?
Like Lex Luthor. He's wearing a toupee throughout the film.
Bullshit.
That's false.
Yes,
I just kept looking at his hair dyed and it just looked weird. Like
Really?
That's why I put that one in. I thought it did. Right, so early in pre-production, Dr. Kip Thorne laid down 2 guidelines to strictly follow. Now, before I go into this, Beat, Kip Thorne was another like scientist who was in all this.
An astrophysicist?
Yes, and he worked closely on the film. So he said Kip Thorne laid down 2 guidelines to strictly follow.
Right.
Nothing would violate established physical laws, and that all the wild speculations would spring from science and not from the creative mind of a screenwriter.
Ooh.
Christopher Nolan accepted these terms as long as they did not get in the way of making the movie.
There's a problem with
That did not prevent clashes, though. At one point, Thorne spent 2 weeks talking Nolan out of an idea about travelling faster than light.
What? I mean, that in retrospect of the film, right? First of all, that's true because I mean, you just look like there's no way you'll write all that information down.
Yeah.
2, like in retrospect of watching the film, is it that much of a stretch to go faster than light when they do certain things which are well out the boundaries of human science already?
Well, if you do your homework, probably is Beat.
All right, that's fair. I don't have a clue about it. I'm not an astrophysicist in any way.
Next one, Beat.
Hit me up.
For a cornfield scene, Christopher Nolan sought to grow 500 acres of corn, which he learned was feasible from his producing of Man of Steel. Man of Steel. Man of Steel.
What porn site have you been on watching that?
The corn was then sold and actually made a profit.
Yeah, I almost said true until you pushed it too far, John. There's no way Christopher Nolan is rearing wheat farms to make profit on his movies. I'm going to say false.
But that's true. I swear to God.
Here's a break.
I swear to God.
Here's a break, John.
He grew loads of corn and he knew exactly how long it was going to take, and they sold the corn off and actually made a profit.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's down to our popular film website.
Alright, brilliant.
Right, okay, Beat, the next one.
Christopher Nolan.
The next one, Beat.
Come on, John, you gotta laugh at
The
that.
robot Tars had a trained monkey inside to move it. This stayed true to Nolan's love of real sets and characters, avoiding using CGI.
I think you've stolen the last 2 sentences of that and just turned them onto your Predator trivia.
True or false?
False. There wasn't a monkey in the goddamn
It is false,
suit.
Beat, but this leads us into our next...
Did they make a profit on the monkey?
It leads us into our next point, Beat. The majority of shots of the robot Tars were not computer generated.
Yes.
Rather, Tars was a practical puppet controlled and voiced on set by Bill Irwin, who was then digitally erased from the film. Irwin also put together the robot Case, but in that instance had his voice dubbed over by Josh Stewart. Tars also was meant to resemble the monolith from 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Yes.
I was meant to say
Odyssey.
I was meant to say Odyssey.
It's
but
odd like.
I
Right
wrote
there.
Odyssey down here by mistake.
Not wrong. You know what the monolith represents in the actual film, 2001
It's in true or
Space?
false, Beat.
Right.
Let's stay.
I'm about to
Let's
go on a rant,
stay.
John.
Beat. Let's stay down to this portion
Right.
segment.
Okay.
You've got to say true or false, and then you move on.
100% true. I know it is.
It's false. That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's true.
Second point.
Beat. What's a monolith?
The monolith in 2001 is meant to represent the cinema screen.
Really?
Yes. Don't ask us how I know it. I don't know how to tell you anything more about it.
Stanley Kubrick, you did it again.
Oh, god damn. Other
Right.
than that,
But you killed us on this next one as well.
right.
You killed us on this next one.
Killed you, however, killed you.
I was so pleased with it.
Got him. Oh, right, I think I know exactly what this is.
A copy of Stephen King's novel, The Stand, is visible amongst books. I can't speak to the... Honestly,
Come on, John, get
I'm going to
together.
try again.
Is this film roasted your goddamn
I'm going to
mind?
try again. Mate, that's my mind.
Right.
It's going 100 miles per hour in a bookcase.
Not bad.
A copy of Stephen King's novel, The Stand, is visible among Murph's books. King's book is about the near extinction of humanity and the survivor's struggle to relocate and settle down.
True.
That is true, and it pisses off because it might have got away with a false one because Beat knows how much I love this book.
Right.
The Stand is probably my favourite book I've ever read.
I think that's shite, really, but...
Along with George Orwell's 1984.
Brilliant. There we go. Bring us back. So is that not hard to understand, George Orwell's 1984?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. The Stand probably isn't. The Stand's a bit of just a...
Bit generic.
Well, Stephen King's
generic.
a bit of that...
I don't want to say that.
No, I like Stephen King as a writer, but he's not the most brilliant of writers ever.
Right.
But his storytelling, his characters are excellent. And in that book, The Stand, if anyone likes like a post-apocalyptic book, something like that, read The Stand, honestly. It's one of my favourite books I've ever read. Couldn't put it down.
Got ya.
And the book that I read is edited down. There's like loads of extra pages. You can buy
abridged.
You can buy like the proper version.
Unabridged.
My mate's read. I haven't read that one, and he says it's just not.
You bought the abridged version.
I bought The Stand, the book. This is a one that got released like 5 years later.
Oh right.
And he says it makes it worse.
Does it?
Because there's just too much shit in it.
Okay,
that you don't need to write. Like you don't need to read about.
Got ya.
And they just go more in depth to some of the characters.
Right.
Okay,
got ya. Moving on.
Anyway, what do you think of that with the Stand? I love that little.
I instantly saw it in the film.
It's one of Nolan's favourite
for like
books
half
as well.
a second. I was like, "That's The Stand." It says Stephen King as well. I've got you, John. And you were like, "Fuck's sake." That was one wee piece of true false trivia.
Okay,
then we moved
if
on.
we're going down them lines.
Alright, that's my impression of you, John. That's what I think of you.
Yes, Beat. That's it, mate. That's the true or false trivia done.
Brilliant. How much chocolate am I getting for that?
I'll sort you out.
Alright,
I'll sort you out. Don't you
keep
worry.
me fat.
Anyway, you lost. You got 2 wrong.
What did I? Yeah,
you thought Christopher Nolan didn't make wheat.
Oh, sorry.
You thought he didn't grow wheat fields.
He's a filmmaker, John. He's not a goddamn farm maker.
Well, unfortunately, he made a goddamn profit on a bit of wheat.
Whose pocket does that? Whose pocket does that wheat money go into? I bet he laundered it. I bet he got it out of the system.
The wheat laundering
I bet he
money.
took the money from Legendary Studios and went, "See you later. I'm waiting on."
I'm waiting on. Right, okay, moving on.
What is weed? Don't you got to plan it? Next to Christopher Nolan's farmhouse.
I can't believe you didn't buy that one in. That's an ode to one of our earlier episodes, people. Our first episode ever.
One.
Watch it. Watch Alien Covenant and listen to it. Don't watch it. Listen to it. My mind's scrambled. This is going to be fun. Straight into the notes, Beat.
Straight into notes?
Straight into Beat's points.
Next point.
As always, Beat's got points on the film.
Yes.
We suggest you watch the film.
Yes.
And then listen to the podcast.
Yes.
And then you might be able to pick out when listening the points that he's made.
Or it also could be fun and not watch the film and have no idea what we're talking about.
Actually
and just
listen.
laugh at us trying to explain it.
Or listen to this and then watch the film and you'll be like, I know what he's on about there. I've also chimed in and made a few points myself, but he's going to run the show and then I'll mention anything that I think needs mentioning.
Leg out. First point.
Hit us off, Beat. First point.
Why is it dusty? These are just questions we're going to
Why is it dusty?
Why is it dusty?
Right, well I've got, so the dust has killed everything.
What's happened? Is it explained that blight has started to
what
ruin
happens is
crops, which
blight-
feeds off nitrogen, and there's more nitrogen in the atmosphere?
Why is it dusty?
I have no idea.
That's my worst nightmare, that, by the way.
What, dusty?
Oh,
What?
I hate dust.
sweet corn.
That's further down the line. That's when they run out of okra.
I know, but what is okra?
Have you ever eaten an okra?
No, mate.
That
I've just
looks
played
weird,
Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda, mate. What's an okra?
Beat 2 seconds.
I thought an ocarina was a goddamn instrument.
Beat, he's an okra.
Wow, that's nothing like I thought what it looked like.
It's a goddamn cucumber jalapeno, mate.
A burp and laughed at the same time.
It's from the marrow family, apparently.
Oh, brilliant. I love the marrow
Oh, so no marrow, mallow.
Mallow? Oh, mate, marshmallows.
It's a flowering plant in the mallow. What's a mallow?
A mallow's like a gourd, like a big cucumber.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh my god. Right, so why is it dusty?
It's packed full of vitamin C, Beat.
Well, that's brilliant, but it doesn't taste like a goddamn 12-inch deep pan pizza, does it?
Why is it dusty?
Why is it dusty?
I've got no idea.
Is the atmosphere changed? Is the sun dying? What year is it? Bear in mind we haven't researched this at all.
No,
we just don't have a clue.
We're just rolling with it.
So please chime in. Someone tell us why it's dusty.
Let us know. Bosk probably will. Have you seen Interstellar? He'll hit us up on the SoundCloud.
Come on, boss. Bring us back.
Okay, next one, Beat.
You're the only reasonable professional person in the establishment currently. Next point.
How on?
Love the music.
Music unreal.
Hans Zimmer. Nails it
Is this
again.
when he's in the van?
In Hands We Trust. We love the man.
Hans Zimmer is the boy. There you go, simple as.
Name a bad score he's done. Probably Tears for the Sun or What Up Tears for the Sun. Oh no, that's just a bad film.
It's got with Bruce Willis in.
Yes.
Yeah, that's got a decent soundtrack.
I haven't heard it really. I was just thinking about the film, how bad it is.
Okay.
Next point.
We just listen to dun, 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 dun. Next point, Beat.
I can't get on Google with my touchpad, but Cooper, the main protagonist, can land a UAV like he got a triple in COD. So what's that all about? So they're going through cornfields.
Yes.
Somehow they've got the technology. They have to eat corn every day, but they've got the technology to capture UAVs out of a moving vehicle. Where are we? What year is this, John? I need to know.
I don't know, but all I've got written down is goddamn top acting with the Interstellar theme. Fucking hell. Wait there. All I've got written down, Beat, is goddamn top acting with Interstellar theme in background. Drone jump scare. That's all I've got.
Of course. Also, they're going through fields of corn, which would totally ruin the vehicle.
Yeah.
And they've got a burst tyre, so I don't know how they're driving anyway. And the son asks his dad whether to stop driving off a cliff. He's like, Dad, someone's coming
like
up.
14, 15
Dad,
years
someone's coming up. What? And I just keep on following it. Alright, I'm
just going to go
jump
straight
off
over that
cliff.
Yeah, alright, there you go.
What's that about? Anyway, next point.
Go for Beat.
Why does NASA believe so much in Murph's ghost, and not that it was coincidental that Cooper found the secret base? So, after all that debacle, the return to the house.
Before then, Beat, when they've returned to the house, I've got a point which I'll slip in there.
Okay.
Little point will slip in there.
Yeah.
They are eating corn and okra and have a shortage of doctors and equipment.
Doctors.
But they can still get a brewery making beer. God bless America.
Right.
By the way, there is no hops or barley. But they're goddamn drinking sods.
A couple of cold suds and nice warm summer.
Him and the father, well, Cooper and his
John
dad.
John Lithgow?
The ice cold beers.
Ice cold brewskis.
So how? I just don't get it. They've run out of food.
Maybe
they're not employing anyone, doctors, but they can still sort out to keep America great. Get a few bees in there.
Maybe barley and wheat recently went out, but fermentation of beer takes a certain amount of time.
Maybe it's like maybe it's the year 3000 and they now make beer out of something.
Anyway, it's the year 3000.
That isn't.
Matthew McConaughey's wearing a goddamn duster. There's no way. We'll be wearing goddamn boiler suits, as our friend says, in the future.
That's a good joke. My father asked one of my mates why he's got like tattoos all over his body.
Yeah.
And his reply was, in 50-year time, we'll all be in boiler suits anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Say any skid. Yeah, he's
like,
bang on. He's absolutely
what a great comeback.
Sorry,
I don't know. Sorry to go off.
What were we talking about? Right, so
you're going to say about how they managed to find that.
They capture the UAV, the return home, and Murph, Cooper's daughter, is saying, "I've got a ghost." And obviously, Cooper, a man of science who used to be a pilot for NASA, I believe, but he crashed a plane and got ejected.
Yeah.
Is like, what are you talking about? That's stupid. And they leave the window open for some reason, even in there's hails of storms every day. And the sand or whatever it is or dust falls on the ground in it
looks cool though.
Is it an excuse? It's not Morse code, but it's, what is it?
Is it what
binary? Ones and zeros.
Is it like, is the answer just like what we always say, that stupid film thing, just to get a scene in that looks good?
I don't know.
Totally disagree with everything. I don't know.
I suppose so. That can be given a lot of times in many films we don't understand. There will be a reasonable explanation, but we don't know because we're idiots. So they're given, through this ghost, the goddamn coordinates to a secret base, which is NASA. Whoop-de-doo. You're telling me no one's fell across this goddamn place before?
There's no guards?
Nah, and the guards that were there lets the guy in. Did they let them in because they know it's Cooper, the original
you know who that
pilot?
was?
Who?
Tars?
Oh, it was, aye. Freaky.
So the only thing that had garden was that Tars fucking thing.
Makes sense.
I mean, fair enough, it can goddamn turn into anything. So it's a transformer, really, isn't it?
I guess.
It's a mini transformer.
Decepticon.
Yeah. And I've love the interaction between father and daughter at the start.
Yes, that's great.
I think Matthew McConaughey and the young actress who I don't know and I haven't researched and we probably should have.
Yes.
They're great together.
Well,
and then you made a point though when we were watching the film.
Yeah.
Like, why does he not love the sun as much as what
No, he doesn't seem to, does he? He doesn't give a fucking lick.
He's like, yeah, you just be a
Yeah,
farmer.
see you later, farm boy. Me and goddamn Einstein he's going on the road trip.
Because the teaching said he was stupid. So he's a brainy kid, but
We
he's
need
more
farmers.
suited for a farmer.
Ridiculous. What was I going to say? Rule 1, don't work with children in film. Which is actually pretty good. Probably one of the best child actress performances I've seen recently.
There you go.
Being recently 2012 or whenever this was made.
There you go,
American. So, they reached NASA base.
Yep.
And the NASA people are asking, how did you get here? And he said, oh, it's paranormal. You wouldn't believe us if we told you. And Murph's like, gravity. And they're like, oh. And then she says, oh, my ghost took us here. And they're like, what? Ghost? Oh my God. What is this? And they're like, they believe so much that this ghost is real. It's caused this gravity. Something's happened.
Is this while he's been getting interrogated by fucking TARS?
Well, they meet up and they're like...
He's getting like probed and then she's been telling the whole story.
I don't understand why they've got this like belief
Yeah.
in something so ridiculous. I guess you have to if you're the last remaining chance on Earth. Next point.
Oh God, we'll go through this again. Aren't we?
Yep. Right. Big point here.
Okay.
Dr. Brand
Mhm.
is Michael Caine.
Right.
Dr. Brand is Michael Caine's daughter as well.
Yes.
Right, so that's going to get confused. So I'm going to say Hathaway. Alright?
Okay.
Anne Hathaway, Dr. Brand's daughter, went on the mission to find her love.
Yes.
Wouldn't they be at different times due to relativity? Wouldn't
So
he
you're
be
saying-
well dead or old?
So you're saying
On-
she'd turn up and he'd be like a wrinkly old man?
Yes. Why is
Yes,
he?
that's a good
Why?
point.
Why is she
Yes, that
driven
would-
to go and find him? If
Did they not know? Did they know about relativity?
John? Do they
Everyone knows
know about every scientist should know about relativity with these people?
Beat, I'm going to hit you up with though. How do they know that Maccaunaheys is a top class pilot? Like, obviously he'll have a back record,
Yes.
but he's been a farmer for like how many years?
Aye.
And the whole world rests on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Imagine a pilot is one space.
There's
shuttle.
no better pilot in the world.
How?
Fifth dimensional aliens chose him.
I mean, come on, moving on.
So hold on, does that mean the fifth dimensional
How? Why have they not got a
beings-
pilot?
I don't know. Did these beings raise Cooper to be the pilot? Is that possible? I don't know.
The answer to all of these questions are the beans did it.
The beings.
Not the beings, the beans.
That's exactly
The
right.
beans did it,
Beings
mate.
did it. The goddamn ochras, or whatever you fucking call them.
The beings, the upper multi-dimensional beings.
Or the plot.
us?
The plot scapegoat.
They're
I'm going
us.
to call them. The plot scapegoat to say, this is why.
They are us.
Or there's an actual reason we don't know about, or just messaging. Next point.
People forgot to say with spoilers as well, by the way.
Complete spoilers. Don't listen. Then come back.
Yes, honestly, if you're this far in, we haven't spoiled that much for you.
It came out in 2012. Or did it come
I
out in
know.
2012?
Well, it's an older film. We don't
Did
normally
it come out
put
5
spoilers
years
out
ago,
there.
man? Am I getting that right or not?
I'm gonna say 2012.
2014? Who knows? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Next
Roll a
point.
beat while I'm finding this.
If Cooper stays
Mhm.
due to the message stay,
Yes.
which Cooper writes in the future,
Yes.
14th dimension or whatever,
Yes.
then does his future self exist to create that message? Right, so what happens is...
Is this
after-
the point when you? Oh no, it's not.
it starts breaking apart. So, right, they return from NASA base,
Mhm.
and he's like, I've got to go on this mission. Okay?
Yep.
And he has to leave everyone behind. And he goes to Murph's room, and she's saying, the ghosts are telling me to stay, which we later find out
Is
is
him.
Cooper. How can Cooper tell himself to go? Right.
Can he not like tap something like? Just say like Cooper.
This is
don't-
Cooper.
This is Cooper. Don't
Stay.
go.
This is Cooper in the
Why-
fifth dimension.
Is it? It must be
It's
harder.
a child. You've got to remember, she maybe wouldn't understand the full message
Ah,
at
but
that time.
She's like 12, 13.
If she can understand stay, she can understand a couple more
12,
words.
13, I was having buds on the bloody corner of the street, you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
she's old enough to
So
really understand how to
alternate
speak.
universe, Matthew McConaughey believes her that the ghost is him, and he stays. Then if he stays, he doesn't go on the spaceship,
Everyone dies.
which leads him into the black hole, which leads him into the dimension that tell him to stay. So it's a paradox.
If he doesn't go, everyone dies.
Yeah, but he can't go to tell himself to stay.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's a paradox, isn't it? He can't go. He can't stay. If he stayed, he wouldn't be able to tell himself to stay. I don't understand what happened.
You know what it was, mate?
What? The other beings.
Multi-dimensional beings.
Yes, that's it. Good
Moving
answer.
on.
Next point. Stay music.
By the way,
in
been
that
sorry to
scene.
put in.
Yes.
2014 it came out.
Right, I'm completely wrong.
Steer music in that scene.
Stay music. It's so beautiful. I am deaf.
Boom!
So I'm being literal and metaphorical.
Is that when she was like in the car on the way back and it's just like blasting?
Yes.
And he's crying.
I started tearing up when I saw that in the cinema.
I was tearing up, mate.
And I'm not even a father.
I've got a point saying Matthew McConaughey, unreal.
Yes.
But is he meant to be Hispanic? He's got a hell of a tan.
I
don't mean that like
racially
or badly.
Just literal observation.
It looks like he's been on the sunbeds for like.
I mean, Murph's a bit pale.
His whole family's pale, but he's bright orange.
I mean, he's worked the farms. Murph isn't out there just slaving. He's worked the farms. He's getting a farmer's tan.
That's 100% a sunbed tan. That's what that is.
I'm telling you, he's got a vest, whitest chestnut of man, vest line going on him. Next point. I've also got music.
I've got written down Jesus so loud. That's what I've got written down here.
I think you meant Jesus is the religion, man.
Okay, next point.
Next point. Music's loud. How do you program sarcasm? Robot is nigh on sentient. So Cooper returns to the NASA base to fly, and oh wait, no, they're in the ship ready to take off.
Yeah.
And Tars is like making quips.
Yes.
About we're gonna rule you as a robot legion, which is funny. But he has sarcasm settings. If you could program a robot to be sarcastic, is that not intelligence? They seem very human.
It is a human, really. It's got a human brain.
It's actually more of a human character than a lot of human characters I watch in film.
And that guy with the beard.
Who? Oh, just a random black guy.
No, not him, the other guy.
Everyone has a beard. Bad guy out of Mockingjay.
Yeah,
what do you call it? Hunger Games.
Like the robot was a better actor than him.
Was I? He's just like, that's it.
And the robot was also a better actor than Topher Grace, but we'll move on.
Everybody's a better actor than Topher Grace.
Right, okay, where are we doing now, mate?
Practical effects.
Unreal.
Although it's written down as practice effects. So I need to get practice in narrate.
Okay, mate.
No, incredible. That's in relation to Tars. His movement looks very real.
Class. Well, that's because it's a bloody puppet.
It's a monkey.
It's a monkey. It's a monkey in a robot.
Next point.
Moving on.
Sorry, I thought you were going to make one. Does Cooper's plan of staying out of the gravity that will cause them time to move faster make sense? If the ship is matching the speed of the planet, then isn't it the same as going down to the planet itself? So we're getting into relativity, boys and girls.
So you asked me this when watching the film, and I went, and my comeback to you was, is there two robots? Because I'm getting confused. That one's called Case and one's called Tars. You just started crying.
So I'm trying my hardest to explain relativity, like what's happening here. And John's questioning whether there's two robots or one. I couldn't believe it.
Honestly, I was
absolutely crazed. So, relativity. Am I right in saying, people, the quicker you go, the slower you age?
Right.
So, as an example, this is why people brought it up. In this world now, obviously we're not in the future, and we can't test it in space because I don't think it works much, but you have to be going light speed to notice proper differences, such as yearly time differences. Yeah. But if I'm in a car and you're outside just walking, I will age slower.
Right.
Because my time would be relative to the speed of the car.
Is this proven, or is this just
proven.
like...
This is proven.
Has someone gone on a car for like 25 years and someone like walked for 25 years and then the
probably
guy's
see half
really
a second
40?
that would result in half a nanosecond of difference.
Right, okay.
But
further you get away.
So if it works at that level, so minuscule, what scientists have theorized is if you increase the speed,
time equals speed times distance. Is that
something
what it is?
like that.
Yeah.
If you increase the speed,
I think I did that in physics actually.
Good for you.
It's a triangle. It's a triangle, mate. Speed times distance equals time.
I don't know.
That's what I'm telling you.
What I'm saying is,
I might have totally made that up.
If you increase the speed from a 70 mile per hour car to light speed,
God bless John Lewis, by the way. Sorry, babe. My physics teacher. What a legend. Moving on.
That increases the time which ages between different relative speeds. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, if you're going the same speed as a planet orbiting a point of gravity, then
I hope everyone's managing their keyboard. Yeah.
Is it different to orbiting with the planet at the same speed in space with a spaceship? Or is the spaceship just docked and they allowed the planet to do one full rotation and then they boost up onto the spaceship when they're finished? Basically, this is in reference to the scene when they go down the little water planet. Right? Or am I just losing people here?
When did Case come into the film? Like,
oh, that's a good point. When like wait, no, he's on board.
Is he just on the ship?
He's like a flat little panel, and his head comes up.
All right, cool.
In between them, and then
but is he still in the background? Is he still a Tars?
Tars and Case are two different people, robots.
But can one robot like turn into a transformer and one just stuck on the ship?
No, both of them can, I think.
Right, okay, moving on.
Okay, right, forget that point. I don't even understand it myself.
If anyone will that point out, let us know.
It's daft. So they land on the planet. Oh crap! Right, we've skipped plot. Right, okay, so they're going to with embryos on a ship to habit one planet.
This is Plan B, isn't it?
Which is the correct planet. There was a previous mission.
Is this Plan A or Plan B?
Plan B. There was a mission 10 years ago, previously called Lazarus, where 13 scientists were sent out into space to find the correct planet out of 13 in one certain solar system. They travel through the solar system through a black hole, and it's working out which planet's the correct one, and secondly, how to get a spaceship the size enough to carry the planet's population through the black hole, because nothing can power the spaceship from Earth to the black hole to get it through to this planet, because there's not enough thrusters. So they need to use a gravity equation.
Okay.
Which I don't know how that works, but Michael Caine made that up basically.
So did 3 have readings back?
Yes. Right, only 3 survived.
So that's what the whole plot of the film is. They go and try and find these 3
readings, and they need to guess which ones.
But when they get there,
there's
only like 2 out of 3 that can go to, isn't there?
No, they go to 1, which is Water Planet.
Have they got the petrol to go to 3?
Yes, they do go to 3.
Is it petrol?
No, they go to 2.
Does a spaceship run on petrol?
Yeah, let's go for that. Gasoline.
Right, okay, right. Gas.
I highly doubt it is. I think it's a combination. I think it's called
fuel. We'll just call it
super petroleum or something.
We'll call it fuel.
No.
Red diesel.
Wait, no. What's it? What do they fly out of?
Red diesel.
Is it nitroglycerin?
Cherry diesel.
Cherry diesel. It's got. Oh my god, it's gonna be. No, that's not right. Moving on.
What? Oh my god.
Right, so we visit the first planet, which is Waterworld. I call it basically.
It's Kevin Costner's Waterworld with less water, because it only goes up your angles.
Cooper and Hathaway go down to the planet.
Yes.
They leave black guy, who I don't know the name of at all, on the ship, the Endurance. While
he's a hero,
boy, he's a legend, but I just don't know his name. They go down onto the world, and this is the point I was going to make.
Okay.
Finally. Constant metronome is great tension building, coupled with the knowledge of time distortion. 1 hour equals 7 years. So, if it makes sense, I do not know. But it's an interesting place to put a story.
It's good. It's a good.
It's rare that the Nolan set this up where if you spend more time on this, it's more time spent on Earth,
which is cool.
That's a nice wave.
And shit goes down. Shit goes down.
Yes,
there's a massive wave.
Right,
and then one of the dudes gets left behind.
Right. So next point. What is the science behind Wave Machine Planet? How did they know they could land and not know there was big mountain waves?
Because they hide the things down and just landed in the sea.
It's like 3 inches of water.
But then it floated afterwards when they were trying to get off.
Because the mountains came and that was heightened the level.
Anyway, it was a cool bloody scene.
How can you not see the mountains from space?
But I'll tell you, it's a cool bloody scene. There you go.
It is a cool scene. There's a lot of loud music.
What I'll also tell you, Beat, is obviously one guy gets left.
Yes.
And it's if that dude is still alive, right? Because it was said that...
Oh, weird Mockingjay.
It was said that he was like just knocked out in a spacesuit.
Right.
If the sound went back to get him, it would take 7 hours, right?
Right.
But the guy would be 70 when they picked him up. In this bloody spacesuit, if he's still in it.
But he can't eat.
He can't take the space...
Well,
actually, that's a good point.
So you die anyway?
Actually, no, could you not live on that planet? It was just watery as hell.
No, because there's huge mountains hitting you.
It was a mountain, or I thought it was...
Water mountain.
Okay.
Sorry, the song's called Mountains. I keep on saying the mountains. The mountains of water.
Right, okay, moving on, next one.
So, Coop and Halfway return.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that guy. He dies on that planet, doesn't he?
He's a hero, eh?
So, random
he's about getting the
Hunger Games guy dies.
Hunger Games, he's done.
They go back up to the ship Endurance, and it's been 25 years, and the black guy never left them.
He's like,
it's been 25 years.
It's been 25 years. He's just like,
oh God.
And see Matthew McConaughey, Cuba.
He's like,
just walks straight past him.
See you later.
He's like, fuck's sake.
How many books have you read?
I've lost 20 years of my life.
Just waiting.
I've lost 20 years of my life. See you later. I'm not bothered about you. And I'm like thinking, fucking hell. Oh, the guy's been on a spaceship by himself for 25 years.
If it makes sense, I don't know, but I love that representation.
Oh, it's class.
Because
he put himself to sleep a couple of times though.
Right, that's fine. Did he?
Mm-hmm. That's what he said. He said he went and
how to sleep. But that's a simple explanation to a dumb audience of what's just occurred. You can see that small amount of time that Cooper spent on that island, and its immediate effect on someone who's been off it. I like it a lot.
But if you were on a spacecraft for 25 years, what would you do?
Leave them straight away and go back home.
So if you were him, you'd be like...
It depends if I had Bob Marley and infinite pizzas. It depends. If you went down the planet, I'd wait forever.
Let's play the game.
I'd be like that dog out of Futurama.
Cheese, Beat. Thank you for that one, son. I do the same for you.
Thank you.
This is why the podcast works so well.
Excellent.
Moving on. Cheese is gone.
Cheese is gone.
The cheesiness of us saying that would wait
in a
spacecraft for 25 years for each other. I mean,
if this stuff's getting else. To bring people back to reality,
weird real quick.
To bring people back to reality,
right? So
if it was anybody else,
you're on a space shuttle, mate, with like 4 guys,
right,
and like a lass or whatever,
and Halfway,
who you work with. It's like people at work.
Oh, all right.
How long would you wait?
I'm not saying out about that.
You're human though. You've got humanity.
Right.
How long would you wait?
Do I have an Xbox?
There might be an Xbox on there, but I doubt it. I don't think there's.
I'm not on an Xbox. It's a spaceship, John. An Xbox is not much.
I'll be straight on the bloody.
Like, can I jack one off and vac it into space? How?
I was about to say that. You get like your mum and dad send you like video records. Like, will you just stick
someone's arse?
Will you just stick this?
Someone's arse just stuck on the camera.
No. I was thinking, do you mind?
If you were back on Earth, would you hire a prosy to like just lap dance in front of the Tars is just displaying it for you. So we've got a message from home.
Has he got Case upstairs?
Case is on the night worst lifetime.
Case
where you replay the message. Sir, the 5090th replay is not available.
Talk dirty. 99%.
Sexual. Sir, I do not go past Moulin Rouge.
The mission will be in jeopardy, sir, if we're past 80%.
They would use too much energy.
Hey, God almighty.
Right, so basically am I allowed to jack off or not?
Yes, you're allowed to.
Right, I'll wait 25 years for anybody.
Moving on, mate, which point we want to now?
Moving on. Next point. So when they do get back and get the messages...
Pull yourself together.
I can't say this because that joke. Messages from Earth make me tear up. So in the most emotional scene in the film,
yeah,
obviously the relativity affects not only the black guy on the ship, but Cooper's family back home,
That's fair.
and you see them life progress over like 25 years, isn't it? So his son, like his grandson's born.
One of them dies.
One of them dies.
Which is back then he's watching through all the videos at once, isn't he?
It's really sad.
It is
really emotional. It's not a lap dance.
Again, Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, unbelievable! I mean, if that was George Lucas, he's like just give me.
On a
something.
side note, when did he turn into a good actor?
Matthew McConaughey. He did Fool's Gold, which is the worst film I've ever seen.
Beat, you can't. True Detective. Was that the first time people realised it was unbelievable or not?
This?
Was True Detective filmed before this?
No, I want to see it after.
He did it. What was the?
Dallas Buyers Club.
Dallas Buyers Club.
That was the first
unbelievable.
film. What was it?
He's a great actor.
He is now.
He is.
Failure at the Lodge, have you seen that?
No.
Horrendous.
Is it awful?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Is it awful?
Awful. Why have I watched that?
It's called the Matthew McConaissance. That's what they call it.
Really?
Aye.
Like a resurrection of acting.
Aye.
Brilliant. What a guy. Have you seen his speech at the Oscars?
No.
It's actually beautiful. We might link that in. Right, anyway.
Oh, will do actually. It's class.
Next point. How does Topher Grace keep getting a job? so during all of these action scenes, it keeps on intercutting.
Well, we haven't seen him since this film, I don't think, have we?
No. But, no, wait. Topher Grace? Predators?
He might have been Predators, never to be seen again.
Basically, he's a B-movie legend.
I've got written down there as well for the last point. Goddamn unbelievable acting when he's looking back with at the past 23 year.
Well done.
As you can see, my brain was scrambled.
Yes.
Right,
Of relativity.
Of relativity. So they all get together, don't they? And three of them's looking around. And they break the point out that Brand. Is it Brand? Is she called Brand?
Yes, Dr. Brand at Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Is in love with one of the people who's gone up.
Right.
Who might be a 75-year-old man by now.
Yes, should be in my calculations.
And they're trying to figure out which planet to go to next because the other planet with man on.
Yes, man.
Is better, isn't it?
Yes, it is statistically. So they have a choice to make of whether.
And she has the love.
Oh, but it's not clouding me judgment.
Apparently not.
Very good. So they go down manhole. They go down the manhole.
Why did they just totally say no? We're going to go and get man. How does that happen?
Statistics. There's more chance of life.
But alright, so she just come round.
Obviously, Matt Damon. Spoilers. Has put this beacon up saying, right, come down here. This is it. This is the place. So, right, here's the point. What was man's plan? So, they receive this beacon. Against Hathaway, Cooper decides we're going to this planet. They unawaken Dr. Mann, who is Matt Damon's character. And it turns out he's a goddamn slime ball. He's lied. He's not a hero.
Thief. He's portrayed as a hero back on Earth.
He's portrayed as a hero back on Earth. He's portrayed as very human in this.
He just wants his own
He wants to live and see other people or something.
He'd be like, you waiting for the people for 25 years? Like, screw this, I'm back home to get a pizza.
He didn't think about jacking one off on this goddamn snow
planet. Right, fair enough.
So,
why do you think the robot was in bits on the floor?
That ran out after 10 years. He just went mad. What? So I'm asking, what's this guy's plan? What's he going to do?
What did you think the plan was?
So he tries to fool Cooper by taking him out in the goddamn ice desert.
Yeah.
Smashes his mask, leaves him to die. He's rigged the robot to explode to kill all of the other remaining members. And he goes to steal the spaceship, go back up the Endurance, and go where? He knows humanity. Or does he know humanity's doomed? He does, doesn't he?
That's the reason he's there for?
Yes.
So
because they receive a message from Cooper's daughter Murph stating that Dr. Brand, Michael Caine, has died, and that Plan A, which was to make the gravity equation to get the spaceship, made it up. He made this up to obviously give motivation
for like 4 people to go on this mission
because they wouldn't do it knowing that everybody on Earth was going to die to only save the eggs.
Would it have not made more sense just to tell, like, get someone who can pilot the spacecraft and say,
a robot?
I know you haven't got no kids.
Yes.
Do you mind going and like starting a colony on a different planet?
Right.
My daughter's pretty hot.
Again.
Do you know what I mean?
But would the daughter go up? Would she? Maybe. I don't know. Hope's a powerful thing, John.
You're right there, mate. That's poetic.
But once Matt Damon gets on the Endurance and goes back to Earth, what's he do? Just going to live for another 50 years and just die happy, knowing that the rest of humanity's doomed? Is that his plan?
I think so.
Well,
he's just
dumb.
a coward.
Dumb.
He's been on that planet.
There's being cowardly, but then there's the end of the world.
He's been on that planet for like 40 years, so he's just sick. He just wants
company. Oh.
He wants a slice of pizza
and a jack,
and he wants to just chill.
A new robot.
A new robot that he hasn't bent over to and smashed for a moment of pleasure.
Next point. So, Damon's plan's kind of successful, and he smashes Cooper's mask.
Yep.
Leaves him stranded. Cooper gets back through the halfway saves him. Damon gets up to the Endurance, but doesn't lock properly.
And just goes for it anyway.
And goes for it anyway and explodes. Now I understand, right? He's acting irrationally because he's just woke up out of hyperspace and he wants to get out of this goddamn planet. But here's the point. Damon, a scientist so important he was sent on the Lazarus mission, doesn't understand that the hatch to the Endurance wouldn't explode due to depressurization.
Do you know what I'm putting this one down to, Beat?
What's that down to, John?
Space dementia.
Alright, moving on. He's got space dementia.
I've got written here.
Yes.
The shots in space are fantastic.
Right.
The black hole, when you first see it. When man's ship explodes.
Right, it's all practical, by the way. Sorry to butt in.
Is it really?
I mean, it looks practical to me.
It's in space, Beat?
But it's miniatures. You can CGI that in.
Okay.
I think it's all miniatures. I could be wrong. I could be going mental.
Okay.
It's in space.
It's going to be that fucking practical.
Right, the miniatures are practical, not the background. So it's not real.
Well, I'm going to say none of it's practical whatsoever, but we'll roll with that.
Go for it.
And I just went, when man's ship explodes, it's got all the bits, and you've got their ship coming through it. It looks class with the white background.
Yes.
Gargantuan looks mint as well, although we don't have a clue what that is.
I think it's the second black hole.
Well, I only think there's one black hole, so I don't know what's going on.
The one black hole is to transport the population of Earth to this new civilization. Okay. But the second black hole was put there by the plot device fifth-dimensional beings.
This same beat, I've got no time for caution, unreal.
Right.
I don't care whether this film makes sense or not. This scene is fucking amazing.
Right.
It was 5 minutes of unbelievableness.
So Cooper using a medical station ship, which is like a little... It makes a little house, doesn't it?
Well, that's what...
Halfway is piloting it originally.
Yes, but that just locks into...
Also, it's just a cruise ship. Like, basically, it's a secondary ship.
You lock that into the middle and you fly things with it.
You're right, I understand.
So that's just locked...
That's your engine.
So it just locks onto one thing.
Right.
You must be able to lock on all the different pods.
Yeah, I get you.
And obviously, it's just a massive scene, and he's going against G-force, and he's going 80 and 20 Gs, you know what I mean?
It's a great scene, John. I really enjoyed it. Music, incredible. Maybe too loud. It was in the cinema, definitely. Watching it back wasn't too bad. But I love the music so much, I've got it on my goddamn phone. So
yeah, you have, haven't you?
So it's simple as that.
Made from this, I've skipped quite a bit. Have you got many more points?
So basically, Cooper has to spin parallel to the docking system,
and he manages to get it.
And he managed to do it because he's goddamn Cooper,
and he's the greatest pilot on Earth. There you go.
All right. So next point. So to preface the next point, from the scene, they dock the ship. They see this second black hole called the Gargantuan that they need to slingshot round to save fuel to reach the third planet because they don't have enough to visit Anne Hathaway's love, that planet. So the plan is to detach TARS in a ship to lose weight while slingshotting around the Gargantuan black hole. He will be sent into the black hole to see if he can find the coordinates to send back to Earth. He'll act as a probe, and that will fill in the gravity equation, allow the population of Earth, Plan A, to go through.
I'm glad you've explained that bit, not me.
What happens is, Cooper also, unbeknownst to Hathaway, detaches himself and goes through the black hole because he lied to Hathaway there wasn't enough fuel. There needed to be more weight shedded on the ship.
Right,
so he detaches as well.
So he was willing to just kill himself?
Yes.
Right, okay.
He's the antithesis of Matt Damon's character.
Right, so if he was going to kill himself, he wanted to goddamn see what's in a black hole first.
Exactly correct. into the black hole we go. This is the point.
No, this is where it gets interesting.
That's funny. This is where it gets real interesting, is the point. Weird. The fifth dimension machine created by the future humans that can transcend time. The machine allows Cooper to manipulate gravity through his love for Murph to translate code through the hands on a watch. I think that is what it is. Now, I could be wrong.
So, if we try and get our head around this...
Right.
The humans from the future...
So, the mission's successful. The population of Earth has made it. Because if they don't make it, there can't be future human civilizations. They've either... You know they've
succeeded. This is where I struggle to get my head around this time paradox.
Yes, because it doesn't make sense. It can't work. You can't exist simultaneously as your future self and past. Unless you can.
Unless...
Because it's the fifth dimension.
There's two... I think the two train tracks, right?
Right.
One's a timeline that stops a certain place.
Yes.
And then another one goes past it.
Absolutely. So we have humans who survive and humans who don't.
And they'll die to that timeline.
Right.
And then there'll be a third train track.
So you're saying we selected the right train track?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, that's one way of seeing it. See, the problem is the fifth dimension's hard to visualize.
It's got to be alternate realities. That's what it is.
Do you think
that sometimes merge into one?
Oh, right. So
and that's what the point of it is, I think.
Right.
Because he's there.
So is that the fifth? Is that what the fifth dimension allows you to do?
They can only access time when someone's been there before and can understand what time it is.
Okay.
So he obviously sees Murph as a young kid growing up.
Right.
And he knows which parts, and he sees himself, and he knows which part of time that is.
I understand. So if I went in that machine, it would be my history. If I was important,
but I think they set that machine up for him
specifically. It's for Murph.
For Murph,
yes, but you obviously use him because they need his love for Murph,
right? To
use the machine. It's very confusing.
All I've got written down, Beat, is good thing Tars turns up to tell us what's going on.
He does.
I'm no further forward. Like all I know is gravity can get through time. So the whole thing to do with everything is gravity can pass through time.
Right.
That's what it is.
Space.
So you can.
Is that true?
You can talk to different
moments in
time by using Morse code or some sort of code through gravity getting knocked.
Yes, I understand.
That's the only way you can talk to people through time.
That doesn't make sense to us personally.
You can't literally shout.
The only thing is gravity.
Gravity
and they
is the only thing that passes through time.
They use the love. So it's love really as well.
Gravitates towards that love, the person you love.
That's the metaphor, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
They use love as a method of... It's what's the word? It's a motivation, really.
So you've got to have someone motivated to go and find that.
And the only way you motivate a person is love.
So the point is gravity and love.
Gravity and love.
Is space.
We may have got that wrong. Please tell us, because we need some help here, people.
I can't wait for people to tweet us and let us know what you're... The problem is with Twitter and tweeting us this film, you can't get what you need to say in 150 calories.
Absolutely.
Calories?
Calories.
150 characters. Get yourselves on iTunes or SoundCloud.
So Cooper comes to this realisation that he can manipulate stuff with gravity. And the music swells and you're meant to feel like, oh, eureka moment. It's happened. The world is saved. And here's me. Next point.
Oh, then.
I think I'm meant to be happy. By the way, this next point summarises Inception. Interstellar so well, I believe.
Okay.
Agree with us or don't agree, John? I want your opinion.
Let's go.
I think I'm meant to be happy, but I don't know why. I feel like an idiot. The music swells in a way to say, be in awe at this moment, but I'm standing there asking if Cooper is hungry. You know what I mean? Like, I think that summarises the film perfectly. I'm too distracted by certain visual things,
and
I can't contradict or understand what is happening. And it's just loud music happening, going, this is perfect. Everything's going well.
By far, it's the way he wraps things up.
Right.
For the project's massive.
Right.
What he's trying to take on.
Yes.
And I think for the most part, it's an excellent sci-fi film.
Yeah, it is.
But
absolutely.
the back end, the third act,
gets too confusing.
It's very confusing and very much like oh well,
fifth dimension.
This happens.
Theories. It's all theoretical.
Just like easy, isn't it? It's like easy.
I think it's the opposite. I think it's complicated, not told simply. I think it's interesting when you tell a complicated story in a simple way. I think this is a complicated story told in a complicated way.
Yes.
And I think in simplicity there is beauty. I'm getting real,
like that,
real deep.
No,
I like simple
metaphorical.
things. The Beatles is not complicated music. It's simple stuff, melody.
Yeah.
And everybody enjoys it.
I know what you're saying.
That is my opinion.
Okay, what?
Right?
So,
I like Indiana Jones.
Was she hungry or not?
It's a guy with a whip and a pistol. Was he hungry? He was hungry. He hadn't had anything to eat since
30
years ago. Technically,
you're right.
You're right. You're exactly right because he's 120 years of age.
Even so, though, how long was he on the mission for? He must have had
100 years.
He must have had something to eat when he got up there, man.
When in between Matt Damon taking off, he probably did, mate. They probably fed into their intestines from the space chute.
There'll be a goddamn like hot dog sachet. Like pour water on a foam hot dog and just
like portions in Star Wars Episode 8.
No ketchup though.
7.
Moving on.
Got ya. Next point.
So I've got the other beings are us in the future ?
Suppose so.
That's what it is.
I guess.
And then I've got when she finds the watch, you can't hear what she's saying over the boom.
There's just music too loud.
I was like, talking to over Grace, it's like, Bolin!
So, for no reason, and why does she go back to the house?
Love. And fifth dimensional beings.
I've got you. But I don't understand that. How does she figure out Cooper is the reason this is all happening? How does she find out that's her ghost?
Stay.
Oh, right. So that would be...
Yes.
He was trying to talk to himself.
He's Morse code and stay.
That would relate to her.
And then she
directly.
Understood who it was.
Okay,
and
that
then
makes sense.
Then he obviously Morse codes the... He Morse codes where the black hole is?
He Morse codes the gravity equation, which has been given to them by the future selves.
For Plan A?
Yes.
Alright, okay.
So the future humans that know the equation for gravity...
So does this mean that Michael Caine was deliberately forging a plan to get another plan to work, but in the meantime, he actually wasn't. He was actually making a plan that could work.
He was trying to make the plan, but he knew it wouldn't work.
Right, okay.
Right?
So you needed a certain point.
But the future humans figured it out and sent the coordinates to Cooper in the fifth dimension
Murph
machine.
is doing very well, considering she got pulled out of school when she was like 12.
That is correct.
She's a goddamn rocket scientist.
But some people... Intelligence is a privilege, not a gift.
Or a right.
So...
I like that beat. Beat you come up with some crackers today, mate.
Anybody...
Get it written down, people.
As one of our teachers said, sorry to butt in, Beethoven, was it Beethoven? Was just born in a shitty little town.
The dog.
Basically, genius can come out anywhere. You don't really need, you know what I mean?
Or as one of my teachers said,
what?
May you reap what you sow.
That's quite deep.
As I found in one of my old yearbooks.
That's brutal. I think you can file a lawsuit there.
Well, look at me now.
Podcasting. We don't have a fucking clue.
Couple of vodka and oranges, living the dream.
Right, what are we going to say, John?
6 fans.
6 fans. Now, aren't they the best?
We love them. We love you all.
They are the future beings.
Spread the word.
Make us a fifth dimensional portal. Black hole. Next point.
I've got written down, what happens? Why does Bookcase disappear?
Oh, so
when he sorts
this is the point. Cooper comes out of the machine normal, so the machine just ends. The future human beings are like, the job's done. They've got the coordinates.
So when that happens, then just turn it off.
And apparently in that time,
so do you think there's people watching this happen?
These future beings, yeah, I think they're intelligent because you have to imagine they can see time in their dimension, unlimited. They can go from any space of time, and they can see Cooper doing this.
Fair.
I think I really don't know if I've grasped the fifth dimension properly.
We'll move on from that.
Okay.
Got many more or not?
Just questioning why Casey Affleck, who's Cooper's son, is so against
like
Murph.
Helpman.
You know what I mean? Why? Because he lost a son.
Because
he doesn't want to believe his dad.
Because he's got so much going on back on Earth.
You know what I mean? What hurts it? What if? How does?
He's just in there to provide a problem for the plot.
That's exactly
right.
why
he's in there, mate.
Next point.
Because yeah, cool.
Cooper doesn't say hello to his extended family. Murph's children just walks out.
I've got Space Station Circular. You've made a space station like that, but you can't make windows that won't smash when a baseball hits them.
No, that's a great point.
You only like smash one in the sky. It's like, how?
I know. Maybe the
authenticity, mate. Authenticity.
We need to show that we're on a centrifugal ship.
Fair.
Alright. Last question. Why didn't old Murph send anyone to save Dr. Brand, i.e. Hathaway, on that planet that we're heading to?
That's a good point at the end. She's like, oh, go and check.
You go and save her.
Go and check out what Brand's doing.
We're not going to save her.
That was a plot hole massively.
So they're going to that planet, aren't they? Is that the habitable planet?
Are they heading there?
That's the planet, is it not? They're a 50-50.
Well, obviously one of them little spacecrafts go faster than...
Is that true?
The space station.
Do you think that's why?
Is the space station just in space? Just chilling?
It's heading toward the destination of which humanity is.
Yes, it must go slower than what his ship does.
So why hasn't she sent someone like Cooper to go and find him? Find her? Or did she think that was Cooper's destiny?
Love. And fifth dimensional beings.
I like that. And that's our rappage of the old Cooperino. That's it. That's Interstellar done.
Interstellar pretty much
done.
Blew
your mind.
Any other points about it, babe? What did you think of it as a film?
So
obviously we'll go into ratings now, but
Hungry Cooper sentence pretty much sums the film up. Sometimes I don't know what's happening, but the music's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The practical effects I really enjoyed.
I think you've got to understand the vastness of the project that Christopher Nolan took on.
Yes.
He tried to make that next great space odyssey. Do you know what I mean? And for me,
for sci-fi,
I think he nailed it on a lot of points.
Yes.
To try and get across to an audience,
it's difficult. Science, quantum physics, and stuff like that. Dimensional.
But maybe that works for him a little bit because a lot of the audience go, I'm not even going to bother trying to look at this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. For me, I can say we'll go into ratings.
Yes. Oh, that's our next week.
Score, bloody loved it.
Yes.
Hans Zimmer we trust.
Yeah.
I thought some of the shots and some of the scenes were excellent. When he goes, the dust practical effect, I liked that. We've got no idea why it's dusty, but I did enjoy it.
There's a reason for that, definitely, but I can't remember.
The blight, we'll call it the blight.
That's what they kept saying. Nitrogen, something to do with nitrogen.
When he was on that water planet, all the water planets looked great. The planet that when he went on with Matt Damon looked superb.
That's a good point. Do you not feel there should have been more alien? The very Earth-like... And sorry, that makes no sense. They're going to try and find an Earth planet.
I was going to say
just disregard what I've just said. I was wanting purple trees, John. That's all I wanted, John. A purple tree.
Mate, you need somewhere where you can live. Just characters. Matthew McConaughey, unbelievable. Did he win any sort of Oscar for this?
I don't think so.
I think he's only won one Oscar.
You can't win an Oscar if you're in a sci-fi film.
Do you reckon?
They're too old and too white.
Right, that's fair.
The board of directors.
Okay.
And the film guild, alright.
Okay, yeah. I like the stuff he had going on with Anne Hathaway. Also,
I liked Anne Hathaway. It's the first film I've liked Anne Hathaway.
Yeah. The young actress as well, who played Murph. Loved, absolutely loved.
Great performance.
Topher Grace, forgettable. Jessica Chastain as Murph.
Excellent.
Class.
Name apart from
the last who's Murph at 10 years old is Mackenzie Foy.
Mackenzie what?
Mackenzie Foy.
Any other films?
Not that I know.
I want to see it. Wait, hold up. Vampires and Wolves. Twilight.
Maybe.
She in that?
Maybe.
Okay, she might be in Twilight. I haven't seen that, by
the way. And obviously, the granddad, John Lithgow. What a legend.
What a legend.
What an absolute hero. Overall, for me, bar the fine lack which drops off.
Right.
I think we love a sci-fi film.
We do.
And for me, we love Nolan as well. We're massive Nolan fans.
Nolan, big time.
I liked what he was trying to attempt. We have picked it apart for a laugh.
Yes, of course.
And if you can pick apart any type of film like this if you go at it.
Yeah.
But I thought it was absolutely excellent. I enjoyed it.
An epic.
Did I enjoy it as much as his other films?
Right.
Don't think I did.
But
I don't know whether that was because I'd seen Inception and on a different way I loved Inception. and I was kind of comparing this when you can't.
Uh-huh.
Straight into a B, I'm just going to give it a... I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, aye.
Very good. Well...
Which is one of my enjoyable films. Would I class as a film that I keep enjoying to watch, and I'll watch all... If it's on TV, I'll watch it.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. Excellent. Well, in my opinion, John, I echo a lot of your statements. I'll add a couple in. Typical of Nolan. I think miniatures are used, by the way. Practical effects are beautiful.
One of the main points of Nolan, like you're saying, is he used a lot of practical effects. He tries to stray away from CGI, which
the designs of the CGI is minimalistic, as in when you see the planets, the gargantuan's like an eclipsed sun. It's not like a whole planet. It's like burning sunlight. You can't properly see it.
Heart of darkness.
It's very
is what the dude says.
Is it? It's just very simple. Sorry. Well, the visuals are.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed. The whole set's incredible, other than not having a purple tree in. Acting on point, music perfect. It gets a little weird at the end, and I can't understand it much. So what I'm going to give it is a 7 out of 10. A very good film.
So we wrap up 7.5.
So again.
There's quite a few films on this podcast, Beat. Got a 7.5.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
Do we need to change it to something where it's not number
oriented? Well, we need to see some films which are up there. Like, if we get Terminator 2 in, I'm going 9.5 if I can.
Right, fair.
Or 9, I don't know.
Okay. We want to see Terminator 2 when it comes out in 3D.
Excellent.
Beat, we'll go straight on to some fun questions to wrap the episode.
Brilliant, let's go.
So we've got a member of Crass, by the way. We were inducting him, Beat. He's putting into a couple of podcasts now.
Excellent.
At Craig Not Craig.
Here he is.
Has said, although I love this film so much, why is it hard to watch in the house? At the pics, the sound seemed very loud, but I liked it. At home, I have to turn the dialogue up a lot, and the action, music, down a lot.
Excellent.
What do you think on that point, B?
I made a similar point about thinking whether Coop was hungry or not.
Were you cinema and TV pretty much the same or not?
I thought cinema. I mean, obviously it's down to the projectionist to get the sound right, I guess, in line with the film.
Yeah.
I don't know what this projectionist was on, but the fucking noises I couldn't hear anything in the cinema. In the cinema, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we control the sound.
We saw it in IMAX, I think, didn't we? Because obviously
we had to.
It's the longest IMAX film.
Was it?
From I think it might have been beaten now, but that was 2014.
I doubt it was. I don't think anybody goes that hard.
It was on for a long time, and I mean, me ears after it. Like you say, Craig, we film or TV. We were like thinking, what's going on here at some points? Like
different ones we can hide the mute button on a couple of times.
But so pretty much the same.
I mean, you can't hear it. I mean, it's great.
Blows your ears off, mate. Whichever way you watch it.
It's great because it's Hans Zimmer, but you can't hear a fucking thing. No, I totally agree with you.
Right, Beat. We've got another question here.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Bosk from Bristol here.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy, John?
I'm going to flip this shit on its heads, kids, and ask which is the worst Nolan film and why.
Oh shit!
I know exactly what you're going to pick.
Worst Nolan film?
I know exactly what's your worst Nolan film.
I need time to think.
Can I tell you?
Oh, of course I know what it is.
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises.
I knew you were going to say that.
100%.
I kind of like it, mate.
Oh wate, no.
I kind of like Dark Knight.
Is Dark Knight Rises better than The Prestige?
Should I run through a few films?
Please get his filmography
Can I run through a few films that he's done?
Go filmography.
The Following.
The Following.
Have you seen Following before?
No.
1998. It's won a few prizes at the Cannes Film Festival.
It'll be a short film, I guess.
We've got Memento, 2000.
Excellent film.
Insomnia, 2002.
Insomnia? Al Pacino?
Aye.
Oh, that's not that good.
Batman Begins, 2005.
Second best.
The Prestige, 2006.
Good, but one of his lower scales.
The Dark Knight.
The best film he's ever made.
Inception.
Very good. Probably his third.
Dark Knight Rises.
Probably his fifth.
Interstellar.
Oh shit!
And then
Memento was better than all them. Then what?
And then Dunkirk.
100% Insomnia.
Have you seen Insomnia?
I have seen Insomnia.
And you think it's
pretty dumb, pretty boring. I'd rather watch Heat. Heat's a better film.
There you go.
Al Pacino.
There you go, boss. I'll go with Beat on this one. I'll probably say Insomnia as well.
Even though you haven't seen
it, but I'm going to choose his opinion.
If not Insomnia,
because I like The Dark Knight Rises, and that's the only one you can probably put in.
If not Insomnia, because people may or not have seen it.
It's got loads of problems, by the way, The Dark Knight Rises.
Is Insomnia that, or is that when the guy's on this? What is Insomnia? Get Insomnia? If Insomnia's got Al Pacino in, I'm choosing that.
Right, moving on, Beat. Next. Beat from our friends at the NTFT pod.
Here they are.
At NTFTT pod.
What a couple of legends.
Give them a follow.
They went to Comic-Con, didn't they?
Yeah, heroes. Right. If Nolan directed a video game movie, what would you want him to direct and cast?
A video game movie?
Yeah.
So it's got to have a Nolan quirk where the whole universe is flipped on its head by one revolving plot point.
Grand Theft Auto.
Nailed it. I will go.
You go, then I'll go.
I'll go. I'm going to go.
What do you want?
Bioshock Infinite.
Never played it.
Never played it. It's the Bioshock series, which has got underwater stuff going on. But there's a lot of big twists in that game, which I'm not going to ruin. But Bioshock Infinite, other games are linked into it. Other previous Bioshock games are linked into it, which you thought were separate.
Okay.
In a certain way, I will not reveal. People who will know about the series knows what I'm talking about. I think Nolan could cleverly handle that. And it's a great universe to play with.
Oh, cool.
There you go. I think that's a good answer.
Right, Pete, I'm going Crazy Taxi. I reckon I'm going to go maybe Halo.
Halo?
Maybe a Halo.
I mean, where's the Nolan twist?
When he
you fight aliens?
When he gets shot out of that pod and Johnson finds him and he's just like...
oh, he's frozen.
Frozen still. No, maybe Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. I suppose you get freaky with
bash at that, yeah.
Psycho Mantis start
freaking
stuff
also
up.
The Sorrow. MGS3.
Sick.
I'm gonna go MGS.
I need to play that again. Like,
MGS.
So good. Very good.
But that's already been.
Music?
That's been okay.
What about Hans Zimmer doing
that's
MGS
been okay
music?
For the same guy who did King Kong.
It has,
So
Mangold?
I don't know what he's called, but I'm looking forward to that. He's got a belt of beard.
He does,
And Beat that wraps it up.
He looked pretty enthusiastic. I've seen an interview. He looked pretty enthusiastic about it. So right.
And that wraps up the episode, Beat.
Excellent, mate.
Interstellar. Our head is absolutely mashed.
That's it.
But we had a great time. Love any Nolan film, and we will be going to see Dunkirk this week.
Be around.
And that will be our next
Monday.
That will be our next film episode after the mini episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, mini episode.
We're gonna aim. I'm gonna aim for. Or we're gonna aim for Game of Thrones on Friday, probably.
Right.
Friday release.
Okay.
And then we'll release Dunkirk on Tuesday. And then we'll do the following thing. Yeah. Okay.
Excellent, man.
So, Beat, that's been Interstellar.
Yeah.
Obviously, give us a follow on Twitter at Talking Crass. We're on SoundCloud, Talking Crass.
That we are.
We're also on iTunes. Again, we plug it. Give us a 5-star review if you like our stuff. If you don't review it at all.
Give a plug to NTFT Pod.
Yes, also plug them, yeah.
They've been a Comic-Con.
And Beyond the Box Set as well.
Beyond the Box Set.
They're good guys.
When we started up this podcast, they lent us a little hand.
They give us a lot of help, and go and give them a listen to the couple of good lads. And what they do is think of sequels for different films, so it's quite an interesting premise.
It's similar to us, but
they
better
know,
in every way.
They know what they're doing.
They know exactly what they're talking about. So
okay,
there we go.
So, Beat, time to switch it off, cool it down, end it.
No time for caution.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're gonna go back.